Uncover the essence of true strength, where the measure lies not in physical might, but in the subtle resilience of the spirit. This video explores 7 profound markers of inner fortitude, drawing from timeless wisdom on personal growth and perseverance. From mastering our emotional responses to embracing solitude, from facing fears to uplifting others, we invite you to learn how these practices can enrich your life. Join us in this exploration of inner strength, ready to tap into your own quiet power. Don't forget to subscribe to the Stoic Code channel, and let's start this transformative journey together. 1. Mastering emotional responses. Imagine standing at the edge of a precipice where every gust of wind is a challenge, every rock beneath your feet a potential misstep. This is life, and how you manage your emotional responses here defines your strength. True mastery isn't about suppressing feelings, but navigating through them with grace. When life throws a curveball, be it a missed deadline, an unexpected critique, or a personal setback, the strong don't just react. They respond with intention. They breathe, assess, and then move forward with clarity, not clouded by the storm of immediate emotions. Picture a serene captain amidst a stormy sea, not because the storm isn't there, but because they've learned to steer through it. This mastery transforms potential chaos into a structured journey toward resolution. By practicing this art, you're not just surviving the waves, you're learning to dance with them. Each moment of frustration or joy becomes a lesson, teaching you to harness your emotions as tools for growth, rather than letting them dictate your actions. In daily life, this could mean pausing when anger flares, reflecting before you speak, or choosing to see criticism as constructive feedback rather than a personal attack. This approach doesn't eliminate emotions, but educates them, making every reaction a step towards personal evolution. Imagine you're in a meeting where a project you've been working on is suddenly criticized. Instead of letting anger or embarrassment take the wheel, you pause. You breathe deeply, which gives you the space to consider the feedback objectively. You might ask clarifying questions, focusing on understanding rather than defending. This moment of control is where strength lies, not in the absence of emotion, but in the presence of choice. Emotional mastery involves recognizing when you're being swept away by feelings and gently guiding yourself back to a place of calm. It's about acknowledging your emotions, understanding their source, and then deciding how to act in alignment with your values and goals. This process can transform potentially negative situations into opportunities for learning and growth. For instance, if you find yourself overwhelmed by stress, instead of succumbing to it, you might employ techniques like mindfulness, where you observe your stress without judgment, or journaling to process your feelings. Over time, these practices build resilience, allowing you to face life's ups and downs with a steadier hand. Mastering your emotional responses isn't about becoming emotionless. It's about becoming more intentional with how you let emotions influence your life's journey. 2. Embracing solitude. In a world that's always buzzing, where silence is often mistaken for emptiness, embracing solitude is an act of bold strength. It's not loneliness, it's a powerful dialogue with the self. Imagine escaping the noise, finding a place where the only voice you hear is your own. Here, in this quiet, you confront your thoughts, your dreams, and your fears. Solitude isn't about running from the world, but about diving deep into your inner world to find peace, creativity, and clarity. This practice is like a retreat into the mountains of your mind, where you can reassess your path without the distractions of society's expectations. It's in these moments alone that you might discover your true desires, understand your motivations, or simply enjoy the beauty of being with yourself. Solitude can be your teacher, offering lessons in self-reliance, introspection, and the joy of simple existence. By setting aside time for solitude, whether it's through meditation, walking in nature, or just sitting with your thoughts, you cultivate a resilience that thrives on inner peace rather than external validation. Consider the power of a quiet morning when you're alone with your coffee, watching the sunrise. Without the buzz of notifications or the demands of others, you might find yourself planning your day with purpose or simply appreciating the moment's beauty. This solitude isn't about isolation, it's about reconnecting with your inner self, which in turn empowers your interactions with the world. It's in these solitary moments that you can recharge, find inspiration, or make decisions that are truly aligned with your core values. Embracing solitude also means you're comfortable enough with yourself to enjoy your own company, which is a profound form of strength. It's about understanding that you don't need constant external stimulation to feel fulfilled. Instead, you find richness in your thoughts, your creativity, and your inner peace. 3. Confronting fears. Fear is the shadow that follows us, often whispering tales of doubt and disaster. But confronting these shadows with courage is a sign of profound strength. Imagine standing before a locked door, fear the key that seems to taunt you. The strong person doesn't flee, but turns the key, understanding that fear is not a barrier, but an invitation to grow. Each fear faced is like climbing a mountain. The view from the top isn't just of the conquered peak, but of new horizons you can now see. Facing fear isn't about becoming fearless, but about acting despite it. Whether it's speaking publicly, trying a new venture, or admitting a mistake, each act of confronting fear is a victory. It's about seeing fear not as a stop sign, but as a signpost for growth. Practical steps include breaking down fears into actionable steps, visualizing success, or even seeking mentorship for guidance. Each encounter with fear teaches resilience, showing us that what once seemed insurmountable was merely the next step in our journey to self-mastery. Imagine the first time you have to lead a team presentation. Fear might tell you all the ways you could fail, but by acknowledging this fear, you can prepare. You practice your part. You visualize a successful outcome, and when the moment comes, you step forward. This isn't just about the presentation. It's about proving to yourself that you can handle what you once feared. Each time you face a fear, you're not just dealing with that particular moment. You're training your mind for future challenges. You learn that fear often exaggerates dangers, and through experience, you build confidence. This process doesn't eliminate fear. It teaches you to dance with it, turning potential anxiety into an ally in your personal growth story. 4. Taking responsibility. Taking responsibility is like picking up the pieces after a storm, not just to restore what was, but to build something stronger. It's an acknowledgement that life isn't perfect, but your response to it can be. This trait involves owning your actions, learning from your missteps, and moving forward with integrity. Imagine you've made a promise you couldn't keep. Instead of hiding behind excuses, you step forward, admit the fault, and rectify it. This act doesn't diminish you. It elevates you in the eyes of others, and more importantly, in your own. This strength is about control over your narrative. By accepting responsibility, you're not just correcting mistakes, you're authoring your growth story. It means looking at failures not as dead ends, but as detours on the path to success. In practice, this could mean apologizing sincerely, seeking ways to improve, or even celebrating small victories of accountability. It's about transforming potential blame into lessons, making each mistake a stepping stone rather than a stumbling block. Consider a scenario where you've accidentally overlooked a deadline at work, causing inconvenience to your team. Instead of deflecting blame onto workload or unforeseen events, You acknowledge your oversight. You might gather your team, explain the situation, apologize, and propose a plan to mitigate any damage and prevent future occurrences. This approach not only solves the immediate issue, but also builds trust and respect among your peers. They see you not as someone who erred, but as someone committed to growth and reliability. Taking responsibility also means recognizing when you've succeeded due to your efforts, not just luck or external factors. It's about giving credit where it's due, including to yourself. This balanced view prevents the swing from arrogance to self-deprecation, keeping you grounded yet motivated. In personal life, this might look like admitting to a friend when you've forgotten an important date, then making it right by planning something special or simply apologizing with sincerity. It's about understanding that everyone makes mistakes, but not everyone has the strength to own them. This trait isn't just about admitting fault. It's about proactively shaping your life's narrative. Each act of responsibility is a declaration of your agency over your life. It teaches you resilience, fosters trust, and sharpens your decision-making skills because you're constantly learning from the outcomes of your actions. In essence, taking responsibility is not a sign of weakness, but a profound demonstration of maturity and strength, where each mistake becomes an opportunity for greatness. 5. Staying positive in adversity. Staying positive when the world seems to dim isn't about ignoring the darkness, but about lighting your own candle. This sign of strength is about finding the silver lining, not because you're naive to the storm, but because you understand that even in the darkest night, stars still shine. Each challenge is an opportunity to learn, adapt, and grow. Imagine life's adversities as weights in a gym. They're meant to make you stronger, not break you. This positivity doesn't deny hardship. It reframes it. It involves gratitude, resilience, and the ability to focus on solutions rather than problems. In the face of adversity, you might practice gratitude by acknowledging what's still good in your life, resilience by adapting to new circumstances, and optimism by looking for the lesson in the trial. This mindset transforms adversity from a battle to lose into a journey to endure and learn from, making every challenge a part of your story of triumph. Consider a situation where you've just lost a job unexpectedly. Instead of succumbing to despair, you start by expressing gratitude for the opportunities you had and the skills you've gained. You recognize that this moment, while challenging, opens up new paths you might not have explored otherwise. You begin networking, perhaps taking courses to upskill, or even considering a career shift you'd always thought about but never pursued. This approach doesn't make the job loss any less of a setback, but it frames it as a catalyst for growth rather than a dead end. Staying positive in adversity also means managing your emotional response. It's about feeling the disappointment or the fear, but not letting these emotions define your next steps. You might allow yourself a moment to grieve or feel the weight of the situation, but then you shift your focus to what can be done. This could involve brainstorming new income sources, reaching out for support, or simply re-evaluating your life's priorities. The practice of positivity in tough times is also about surrounding yourself with supportive people or environments that foster growth. It's about choosing to engage with media or conversations that uplift rather than drain. You might find inspiration in stories of others who've overcome similar challenges, or in the simple act of nature's resilience after a storm. This approach doesn't mean you never feel down or discouraged. It means you choose not to stay there. You use adversity as a teacher, not a tormentor. By maintaining this positive outlook, you're not just surviving, you're thriving, turning every setback into a setup for a comeback. In the end, staying positive in adversity isn't about denying the existence of problems. It's about affirming your ability to rise above them, crafting a narrative of resilience and hope that shapes not only your life, but inspires those around you. 6. Setting boundaries. Setting boundaries is like drawing a map of your own territory in a world eager to claim every inch of your time and energy. It's not about building walls, but about defining your space where you can flourish. Imagine your life as a garden. Without boundaries, others might trample your flowers or take your space. By setting limits, you're not just protecting your peace, you're cultivating your potential. This strength involves understanding your limits, valuing your time, and communicating your needs clearly. It's about saying no when necessary, not out of selfishness, but out of self-respect. Boundaries teach others how to treat you, ensuring that your energy goes towards what truly matters. This practice can start small, like scheduling time for yourself, declining unnecessary commitments, or even saying no to additional work when you're already stretched thin. Each boundary set is a step towards a more balanced, fulfilling life where you control your peace, not just react to others' demands. Picture a scenario where you're constantly asked to work overtime, impacting your personal life. Instead of letting this become the norm, you decide to set a boundary. You communicate to your boss or colleagues that while you're committed to your job, your personal time is sacred. You might negotiate specific days for overtime or set a hard stop time for work each day. This isn't just about work-life balance. It's about asserting that your well-being is non-negotiable. Setting boundaries also means defining what you will tolerate in relationships. If a friend consistently demands your time without consideration for your schedule, setting a boundary might look like explaining your availability and asking them to respect it. This doesn't mean you're lessening your care for them. You're ensuring that the relationship is healthy and reciprocal. Boundaries in personal life can also involve digital detoxes, where you consciously decide to step away from screens to reconnect with yourself or others in the physical world. Or it might mean setting limits on social interactions that drain rather than energize you, choosing quality over quantity in your engagements. This practice is not without its challenges. You might face pushback or misunderstanding from those accustomed to your previous boundaryless availability. However, those who respect you will adjust, and those who don't might reveal themselves as not valuing your well-being, providing clarity in relationships. In essence, setting boundaries is an act of self-love and respect. It's about recognizing that to give your best to others, you must first ensure you're taking care of yourself. This isn't about isolation, but about making space for what truly enhances your life. By setting these invisible lines, you're not just protecting your time and energy, you're shaping a life that's more aligned with your values, goals, and peace. 7. Lifting others. Lifting others is the ultimate expression of strength, where your light becomes a beacon for others. It's not about diminishing your own shine, but about illuminating the path for someone else. Imagine a lantern. When you light another, your flame doesn't lessen. It spreads warmth and light further. This act of strength isn't about competition but collaboration, understanding that everyone's success can coexist and enhance each other. This involves celebrating others' achievements, offering support and sharing wisdom. It's about mentoring, encouraging, or even just listening when someone needs it. By lifting others, you're not just helping them, you're creating a community of mutual growth and respect. It might mean guiding a colleague through a project, praising a friend's success, or volunteering your time to teach. In essence, when you lift others, you're not just building their strength, you're reinforcing your own, creating a cycle of positive influence and shared victories. Consider a scenario where you notice a teammate struggling with a task they're new to. Instead of watching them flounder or waiting for them to ask for help, you step in. You share your knowledge, Break down the task into simpler steps, or perhaps work alongside them. This isn't just about the task at hand. It's about fostering an environment where everyone feels supported to learn and grow. Your teammate now not only completes the task but gains confidence and skill, which might inspire them to help someone else in the future. Lifting others also means celebrating their successes as if they were your own. When a friend achieves something they've worked hard for, instead of feeling envy or comparison, you genuinely rejoice with them. You might organize a small celebration, send a thoughtful message, or simply be there to listen to their excitement. This act of joy not only strengthens your bond, but also encourages an atmosphere where success is communal. In leadership or mentorship roles, this might mean advocating for someone's idea, providing constructive feedback, or recognizing someone's potential before they see it themselves. It's about giving credit where it's due, sharing opportunities, and ensuring that everyone's voice is heard. This philosophy is deeply rooted in the belief that we rise by lifting others. It's not about self-sacrifice, but about recognizing that our success is intertwined with the success of those around us. In the long run, those you lift will often do the same for others, creating a ripple effect of positivity and empowerment. In personal interactions, lifting others can be as simple as lending an ear, offering a word of encouragement, or sharing resources without expecting anything in return. It's about understanding that everyone has moments of doubt or struggle, and sometimes all it takes is someone else's belief in them to reignite their own. Ultimately, lifting others is a testament to your inner strength. It shows a confidence in yourself that you don't need to compete to shine, you can share the light. This action enriches your life, builds lasting connections, and contributes to a world where success is not a zero-sum game, but a shared journey. In the tapestry of life, strength is woven not just from the threads of personal endurance, but from the intricate patterns of emotional control, solitude, courage against fears, responsibility, positivity amidst adversity, boundary setting, and the elevation of others. These 7 signs of strength are not badges of honor to be flaunted, but practices to be cultivated daily. Each one is a lesson from Stoic philosophy, reminding us that true power lies within our grasp, shaped by our reactions, our choices, and our interactions. In the tapestry of life, strength is woven not just from the threads of personal endurance, but from the intricate patterns of emotional control, solitude, courage against fears, responsibility, positivity amidst adversity, boundary setting, and the elevation of others. These 7 signs of strength are not badges of honor to be flaunted, but practices to be cultivated daily. Each one is a lesson from Stoic philosophy, reminding us that true power lies within our grasp, shaped by our reactions, our choices, and our interactions. This journey isn't about becoming invincible, it's about becoming more human, more connected, and more resilient. It's about understanding that strength isn't measured in moments of triumph alone, but in how we handle the myriad challenges that life presents. By mastering our emotions, we gain clarity. By embracing solitude, we find purpose. By confronting fears, we expand our horizons. By taking responsibility, we claim authorship of our lives. By staying positive, we transform adversity into opportunity. By setting boundaries, we protect our peace, and by lifting others, we weave a stronger community. As we conclude this exploration, remember that these practices are not just for the moments of crisis, but for every day, in every interaction. They are the quiet, consistent acts that build a life of depth and meaning. They remind us that we are not just participants in life's drama, but its shapers, capable of turning every challenge into a stepping stone for growth. So, as you move forward, carry these lessons with you. Practice them, reflect on them, and share them. Let them be your guide in the chaos, your light in the darkness, and your strength in solitude. And as you do, consider this an invitation to join a community of growth and support. Subscribe to the Stoic Code channel to continue this journey of self-improvement, resilience, and communal upliftment. Together, we can learn, grow, and inspire each other to be not just strong, but truly powerful in the most profound sense.